Annyeonghaseyo. So I've been asked what setup am I using for my Hiramasa fishing, and I thought it would be a great idea for me to share with you guys what setup I'm using. So I have an 18K Stella paired with P10, 14K Stella paired with P8. And for my P10 rod, I'm using Zenaq Tobizo 80-200. And for my P8, I'm using Zenaq Tobizo 83-150. What I really like about the Tobizo is the tip is soft enough for me to impart action on my stick bait, and it's stiff enough for me to work on poppers. The castability is amazing. The backbone and the stopping power of the rod is incredibly strong. And what I really enjoy is the lifting power of this rod. It was designed and built with higher elasticity on this rod, because I'm an angler who doesn't give dive the fish, or I don't do a lot of hard pumping. Rather, I use a lot of the rod to help me to lift the fish up and turn the head towards the boat. With higher elasticity, the rod actually puts on a lot of pressure on the fish. So when I lift, the rod has this tiny springy leader action. It has more leader springy action that allows me to take in more line, and that's my style of fishing. And next up, what line am I using? I'm using this Varivas Hiramasa Tune P10. I pair it with this Varivas Ocean Record 180 pound. For P8, I'm using YGK Oddport P8, and I match it with Varivas Ocean Record 150 pound. I've been asked, hey, how come we are using about 200 plus meter lines instead of 300? Because Hiramasa fishing, we don't need that line cap. Unlike tuna, they take off a lot of line, but for Hiramasa, they are not the species that takes off a lot of line. So I will take on heavier line, heavier poundage, with a better stopping power to stop the fish from reefing us. And then next up, for lures. When do I throw my bigger lure? Depends on the type, the area that we are in, and the bait fish of the day. Sometimes you're able to see the bait fish jumping up when the Hiramasa are chasing them, and sometimes they're huge. And that's when I'll throw out my biggest stick bait. And this is one of my biggest stick bait is CB1 Ryan 250. And next up is shell shaping F5. I lost my biggest fish on F5. The fish was very sizable. Next up, the very common size that we throw is CB1 Ryan 230. This lure works incredibly well in even in rough water, and we caught a lot of Hiramasa on this lure. Next will be Carpenter Mahimi 120. These are also a very proven lures in the waters that I'm fishing. And next is the new lure that I just bought. It's the Claw Bubbles 250. So I can't wait to throw these new lures out. And there are times where the bait fish are smaller in size, so we will downsize, and I'll always have this in my box. It's a Bluefish 100. It works very easy to work even in rough water condition. And next up, what happens when everyone is throwing the stick baits and we're not getting bite, or the bite just slows down or died down? Usually what I'll do is I'll throw in something different. They are not very reactive towards popper, but diving popper sometimes can work the magic. So I caught my biggest Hiramasa on the diving popper on my Napalm 230 or 220, I can't remember, and it was a 146 yen Kingfish. And that's about it. Probably the next one I'll talk about matching the hook size. See you guys. Bye.